actually lighting her on fire. She was, trying to get away, called for help. The man disappeared. The woman had first and second degree burns. She was taken to the hospital. We were told non-life-threatening injuries at this point. The man described thin build with bushy eyebrows, clean-shaven, dark pants, a hoodie pulled over his head, and was wearing reddish gloves. Again, park personnel working this area as well as Columbus police trying to find out exactly what happened here, and also trying to find that suspect. As of now, still out there on the loose. They're walking the path. They're trying to find out. They're talking to anybody that may have seen anything, and if you have information, you're asked to call Columbus Police tonight. We're gathering information here at the scene. Of course, we'll bring you an update at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. Reporting a lot from the southeast side, Marcus Thorpe, NBC4.
Wow, what a horrible story, Marcus, there. We'll look forward to your report at 6.
Now turning to other news, with flu season quickly approaching, Consumer Report says it's best to get vaccinated as early as possible.
The standard vaccine is now free without a copay or deductible, but there are other types to consider. And one vaccine doesn't require a shot at all.
You can walk into any pharmacy these days and get a flu shot. Worth it, says Dr. Sheila Nolan, to avoid the agony of the flu.
You're really on your back flat, have high fever, body aches, muscle aches, severe headache.
But how effective is the vaccine?
The vaccine prevents illness about 80% of the time for those under 60 and about half the time for those over 65. But even if you do get sick after the vaccine, your symptoms are usually milder.
For the broadest protection, Consumer Report says consider the new quadrivalent vaccine over the standard type.
The trivalent vaccine protects against 3 strains of the flu virus, and the quadrivalent vaccine protects against 4. But if that one isn't covered by your insurance policy, you'll have to pay about $38 out of pocket.
For children ages 2 to 8, the flu mist spray is better protection than a shot. They may need its second dose a month later.
The nasal spray is made with...
Save up to 25% store-wide. Plus, get a gift card up to $500 with purchase for the holidays. H.H. Gregg, appliances, electronics, and furniture. Great deals in stores and at hhgregg.com.
Massey's new spicy chorizo vanilla pizza. It's like a fiesta in every bite. Loaded with Massey's own chorizo sausage, special blended peppers, and our zesty hot sauce. It's hot, hot, hot. Order one today. Massey's is the Cadillac of pizza.
If you're addicted to coffee, a new study from Harvard shows it could be genetic.
That's right. Researchers have found 6 new gene variations that determine how people react to caffeine. That could explain why some people need 2 or 3 cups of Joe in the morning to function, while others are good with only 1. According to the study, the genes explain about 1.3% of our coffee drinking behavior. A new government report finding the average life expectancy in the U.S. reached record high of 78.8 years in 2012.
And the 10 leading causes of death here, including heart disease, cancer, and lower respiratory illness, did not change and accounted for almost 3/4 of all deaths. The infant mortality rate also fell to an all-time low in 2012, dropping 1.5% from the previous year.
And your news continues with Colleen and Cabot at NBC4 at 6.
You could be in for a refund from AT&T.
Thousands of Ohioans are among those set to get some money back from the wireless server. New at 6 will explain why AT&T is paying up and how to claim the refund if you're eligible.
Plus, we're getting you answers tonight about the plans to battle Ebola if someone here in Columbus should present symptoms of that disease.
And our NBC4 investigation of the OSU band scandal tonight, we take a look at records and find out how much the investigation is costing the university. It's next.
Tonight, get your crush on, starting with Wednesday's #1 new drama, The Mysteries of Love.
Sex scandal and more.
Wow.
On SVU,
The producer said if I made him happy, he put me in his next movie.
this star was not born, she was broken.
There's got to be a way to stop.
And on Chicago PD,
This is crazy.
it takes an assassin to stop one. Woman Crush Wednesdays starts at 8/7 Central here on NBC.
Law enforcement's choice, Sharon Kennedy. 16 years as a judge, Sharon Kennedy began her career as a police officer working undercover operations. It's why law enforcement from around Ohio support Sharon Kennedy. Sharon Kennedy for Ohio Supreme Court.
Judy French didn't start her career as a judge on the bench, but as a server behind the counter. Now Judy French is a tough-on-crime justice who protects Ohio families and enforces rule of law. Justice Judy French
Columbus CyberKnife?
Columbus CyberKnife uses revolutionary technology to treat prostate cancer in 5 or fewer treatments, compared to 40 with traditional radiation. You counting?
And I haven't missed a beat.
Cancer doesn't fight fair. Neither should you. Contact Columbus CyberKnife today.
I'd love to be on your team again, but it was a tough year for everyone. Doesn't matter how good your quarterback and receivers are if you don't have a strong defense.
I know.
What went wrong in round 4 of the draft?
I was feeling great about our team.
Go on.
And my internet just wasn't up to it, right? I couldn't get my fantasy draft off in
Your
time.
team should be as reliable as your internet. With Time Warner Cable, you can get everyday low-price internet for just $14.99 a month, and it's not a promotional price.
Call today or visit TWC.com now to get everyday low-price internet for $14.99 a month. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Breaking news from NBC4. Here for you.
Breaking news tonight, Columbus police searching an area near a bike path after a woman said someone set her on fire. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Cabot Ray. Thanks for being with us at 6. Now, this happened on the southwest side near Winchester Pike and Shannon Road. There's an entrance there to the Buckeye Trail. NBC4's Marcus Thorpe is there tonight. Marcus, what can you tell us?
Cabot, this is the Blacklick Green Way area, which is on the southeast side of the city. And Columbus Police, along with Metro Park personnel, are here right now. You can see them behind me, still talking and investigating. Here's what we know. This is a walking path, a park area. A woman around 3:20 this afternoon told investigators she was attacked by a man along the path, assaulted. Then he had some sort of accelerant, lit her on fire. The woman was rushed to the hospital. We're told 1st and 2nd degree burns, but is expected to survive. We've also been told the suspect, at least for now, has gotten away. Still out there somewhere, described as a white male, thin, clean-shaven with bushy eyebrows, wearing dark pants, as well as a hoodie that he had up. He was wearing reddish gloves. I actually talked to a guy who parked in this area. It was actually closed off. And he just got his car. He says he runs here about 3 days a week. He says it's very peaceful. He's never seen any sorts of problems before. He says it's a long path as well. Actually, one that reaches all the way from Pickerington to Bexley on the other side. So as you can imagine, that is a wide area. If this guy did do something and is running inside of these pathways, there's going to be a lot of ground to cover depending on where he is. We've seen investigators coming and going from this area. In fact, going both directions up Shannon Road. You can tell there's an urgency here to find out who's responsible for really what's turning out to be just a heinous thing. Of course, we'll keep you updated. If we find any more information throughout this newscast, we'll keep you updated. Reporting live from the southeast side tonight, Marcus Thorpe, NBC4.
All right, thank you so much, Marcus. NBC4 investigates. We now have hundreds of pages of documents released by the Ohio State University.
They stem from public record requests from our own investigation in the wake of the firing of former OSU marching band director Jonathan Waters. NBC4's Harrison Hove has been wading through the documents to get you answers to long-standing questions left behind by this scandal. Harrison?
Well, these are just some of the documents I've read through, anything from personnel records to contracts to other OSU investigations. Tonight, we do now know just how much money outside consultants and lawyers on Betty Montgomery's task force investigating marching band culture are being paid.
The dollars are adding up. Public records are